Hold on.
Masters and None, episode 153.
Episode 153, and we got some guests in the house today.
That's Justin's phone at full volume. We're 2 seconds in.
Stop hating on me already, man.
If my phone rings this episode, then we're even, I guess.
You know it's going to ring, bro. It rings like clockwork.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, man.
Masters and None Podcast, episode 153. We got some guests in the house. But first, what we're going to do, just get to those basic announcements that we hit every time. You can follow. We appreciate when everybody watches the video version of the podcast right here on YouTube. Or you can watch us also simulcasting on Twitch if that works for you. And every episode going forward is also going to be loaded up on Rumble. So, Rumble seems to be a really good. I almost said Tumblr. Yeah, showing my age. But So if you can't watch the video version, you could always listen to the audio only versions on any place that you find podcasts. We're talking about Spotify. We're talking about Google Podcasts, Apple Play Store, Stitcher, Podbean, anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you do not find us on your favorite podcast platform, Berto, let them know what they can do.
You join a Discord and harass us until we put it up there. And even if you don't, even if we are on whatever obscure platform you're listening to, still join the Discord because there's a lot of conversations going on over there. If you ever have a topic suggestion, that would be the perfect place to throw it on there. If you're curious at how we feel or how we react to something that's on the internet, then shoot it to us over there, and we'd be more than happy to talk about it on the next episode.
Yes.
Right, Jay?
Yes, that's what we're doing. Like, see, right now I'm just finishing up this little post real quick, so I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and run with the first 2 minutes.
I got you.
If that.
No, I got you. Did you finish the announcements?
Yeah, announcements are done, man. And also follow the Discord. Make sure that you tell them, follow the Discord and hit that notification bell to make sure that you never miss a live episode. And you could also subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up if you have not done so already. That's about it. Bam, 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 bam. And Perks, thanks for being here, man.
You guys can't see it, but Twiz, go ahead. Bring yourselves in.
Look, we're going to show the two prettiest dudes in the room right now. Go over there.
Boom.
Look at that, bro. Look at that. You kidding me, man? Both of these gentlemen are off the market. They're off the market. All right, ladies?
All right, now that you guys seen the twins.
You know what?
We had to pull Twiz's mic for this episode because we didn't know what Perkins was going to say back there.
Yeah, he became crazy. Nah, you know what I was going to say? The contrast. Like, he's so light and I'm so dark.
Yo, but it works, man. I'm telling you. It works. Yeah, you guys, I think you need to be here a little more often.
You look like that. You guys are like the ice cream.
I was actually going to say I came in.
Oh, like the cone like the dad always gets?
Nah, the one that comes with the strawberry, the vanilla, and the chocolate. Neapolitan.
Yeah, that's what people call me when I get sunburned.
They call you Neapolitan?
That's crazy. Go ahead.
Bro, that's a rap.
Nobody can hear you guys, so we're not gonna. We can't engage with you guys too much tonight. But go ahead, Jay. All
right, so we're gonna start it. We gotta address the musical guests that we have in the building. So go ahead, guys. Introduce yourselves and let the people know who you are and where you're from.
All right. Well, how y'all doing out there? My name is A1TheChozen. That's my stage name. My real name is Lamel Small. So, I rap. I'm getting plenty other bags, but we're gonna get into that. So,
all right. It's your boy A3. I'm saying, all about progression. I do videos. I rap. I do it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me tell you guys, they're here for a special reason today. They're here because there's a new project that they have released. And I got to say, we all know, we all come from New York. Everybody and their mother thinks they rap.
That's a fact.
Everybody and their mother thinks they rap. Come on, Perks. Everybody thinks they rap, bro.
Yo, I can.
You know?
Yo, don't do it.
And these two gentlemen right here have put together a project that is super special. I've been listening to that shit like nonstop.
Yeah.
So we want to get into a little bit about how you guys how that project came together. So you guys are separate artists, correct? You guys do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And did you guys know each other before this project, or did you guys kind of link up with the intention to do this?
Well, we went to school together, high school. I think he was a year older.
Yeah.
Year older. And I always loved his music. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel about mine, but
Clearly, I mean,
don't do that.
You know what it is? A lot of people do rap, but not a lot of people do hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? So when I heard his stuff, I'm like, damn. But we got together like, I think we was doing Faith, the Faith song. We had a project called All About Progression too.
Okay.
And A1 hit me. I think, did you hit me? I hit you. I don't even remember, but
I think we ended up linking. You know what's funny? Now the first track that we did though was the first track that we did was
with Jeanette, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it was what's it called? make change.
Make change, yeah.
And then from there, we was like, yo, we got to just me and you. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, we just had a chemistry, you know what I'm saying? And we was like, yo, we need to work together. You know what I'm saying? We have one song together, but we, you know, I don't know, it just felt right. Pause.
See, I love that because there's always kind of that chemistry that you have with an artist because, you know, I've done my own thing, you know, pursuing music and things, and sometimes you have those people that you just link with, you collab with, and it just works out. Whether that's a producer that you met, like I did tons of work with my homie Chronic on the beat, and it was we just had that chemistry. When he was making something, I just couldn't help but, you know, grab a pen. So I like that you guys actually pursue doing a project together because there's a lot of people that respect each other but don't work together, especially in New York, man. It's like a plague.
Yeah, we had that conversation too, and like I think the crazy thing about it too is that like you need that, you know, mutual respect, but at the same token, it was like it couldn't work with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like how I work, how he worked. It wouldn't have, you know, we couldn't have done this. I couldn't have done this project with anybody else. Like straight up.
That's one of that's super rare too, that individuals know each other and then you guys are capable of working together too. There's a lot of people that know each other, but you put them both in the same apartment for a couple of weeks and then they hate each other afterwards. So you make them work together.
Listen, man, I know I was probably a pain in the ass too. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't an easy dude to work with because I'm very passionate and people gotta understand like who I am too. So it's like if you don't understand who I am as a person, then you be like, yo, this dude's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with this nigga? Like,
yeah.
But with him, I think he understood that. And he kind of allowed me to be me too. So it kind of, that's why it works so well too. Like, so.
Yeah, personalities kind of have to complement each other.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you could have somebody that, you know, that's a little more, let's say, is a little more vocal. And then somebody else that's a little more observant. And that works every time.
Yeah.
You know,
and him allowing you to be that way also, where it's like, it's key, right? Because an artist can't be expected to just perform at any moment or produce something at any moment. You know, there needs to be, and I don't know this because I'm not an artist of any form, in any shape.
That's
However,
not true.
However,
Look what you're doing right now.
My assumption is that, you know, if somebody performs well in the middle of the night, then that's when we're going to have to do the song. We can't do it during the day because I'm available during the day. It's like I work at night. That's the name of the game. And it's important for people to understand that and you know, have that flexibility. It happens with us all the time.
Yeah. I think there's a level of maturity to be able to collaborate successfully. Like there's a level of maturity and there's a level of accountability you give to each other. Like we touched on that before we even went live.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's much easier to skip a workout when there's nobody to work out with. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody to tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know, there's nobody to tell you, you know. So if, let's say, you don't feel like going to the studio, you don't feel like recording or something like that, he's letting you know, like, listen, we already booked this time. Like, you know, we're going to get this going. So, yeah, I mean, he keeps me on time. You know?
Yeah, and Justin keeps me realistic. So, you know, we bounce off each other. Talk to us about your guys, because this is the second tape you guys do together?
First one.
This is the first one?
It's the first one, but what we did was we kind of combined our older project, like his last project. Well, I'll let you. Your last project was
Soul About
Progression too.
Okay,
and mine was Automatic Music. So in discussion, you know, that's how we came together with this project. It was kind of like a mixture of
progression is automatic.
Right,
That's it.
So,
Based on,
yeah,
I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. All right, cool, man. That's what's up, man.
So when you guys are together, how's the beat selection work? Have you guys found that traditionally, and it's funny you guys laugh. Do you find that traditionally you guys would normally pick different beats, and then when you get together, it's like, oh no, you know, how'd your beat selection work? Because I thought all the beats were hard.
Oh, good looking. Well, I want to shout out Flames Emoji. That's my boy. He made
Flames.
most of the project, and like we said, we combined our styles, and that's how his beats were. In a weird way, it was kind of weird. But I think we were recording something right at the studio, and he had a folder of beats.
Actually, like we actually had a whole different setup. Like we had like, I remember like we actually had like a whole different like album set up. You know what I'm saying? Different beats, everything. And I forgot we went to the studio. I forgot for what, but we ended up going to the studio, and he was there, and we did a song on the fly. Like he was like, all right, you know, yo, y'all got X amount of time. Yo, I have the beat. Yo, y'all come up with something right here. So we wrote the song right there and then, recorded it, and he was like so like inspired by what we just did. Like, yo, y'all just did this on the spot. He just gave us a whole bunch of beats, and he's like, yo, use what y'all want. We used all of them. And that was the album right there. That was the whole album right there.
Damn.
So
Bro, this is better than like the story of most albums I hear that's like industry artists.
Yeah.
Like this is a real see, this is real hip hop. We talk about real hip hop. This is how real hip hop was. You had a producer in the neighborhood that produced everybody. You had Swiss Beats making all the Rough Rider shit. You had Timbaland making everybody shit in Virginia. You know, and then you just artists blossom from that. And when you had people that just link up and the vibes just work, man, I'm inspired myself. I got beats beyond we done here, man.
Not only
send
that,
it over. Send it over.
We'll work it out. But,
what I was going to say
go
is
ahead,
how
sorry.
big, how many beats were they? Do you think you got? Did you guys use all of them? Every last one?
Every one.
How crazy is that you don't say, you know, none of them didn't work, and that means that you guys made some of them work.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was like it was just first of all, shout out to Flames again. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
name is fire.
yeah,
Flames
Flames Emoji. Yeah,
What's his
Flames
gram?
Emoji,
We got to give him
bro.
a shout out. What's his gram?
Might be Flames Emoji Beats.
Yeah,
Twiz will find it. Don't worry.
yeah.
I'm on it.
Twiz will find it.
So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, but listen, man, he's a beast. So I feel like the beats that he gave, like they spoke to us. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like the crazy thing about it is like we would like the album that you hear, we was kind of like going for a different sound originally, but then when we heard that, it kind of was like, yo, this is our chance to do something different. Like this is our chance to do something like out of the norm for both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it was like kind of a challenge too to us. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people that know his music, people that know my music, what we came together with was kind of unexpected too.
I
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's what made it even doper because it was like, oh, I know, yo, they going to do this, they going to do that, but it was like, nah, you ain't know we was going to do this though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
it
man, that's dope, man. And I mean, there's shades of everything on that record, man.
I appreciate that.
You guys got some, you got records on there that remind me of like, there's a record on there that remind me like a Tribe Called Quest type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? You guys got records on there that's real hip hop. You guys and shout to the producer, man, because there's even a record on there, man. I think it's got like a it's almost like a UK drill rap bass on it with a lot of bend in it. Like as a producer, when I hear that, I'm like, damn, that shit is fire, man. I'm trying to remember exactly which record it was, but that shit is dope. There's a big contrast in the kinds of records that are on there. And to hear that, number one, it was the same producer,
Right.
and the same two writers that were able to make such a diverse catalog on the same project. Man, I give y'all a lot of respect for that, man.
Appreciate that.
For real, man.
I want to hear from you guys about the track order and if whether that it was intentional or not. And I don't know if that's something that, as somebody who doesn't do music, I don't know if that's something that's always intentional or do you want to put the bangers? This in the beginning, this one seemed like as you're listening to it, it's a build up. Like, you know, between the first and the second song, I almost thought it didn't the album didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. When you listen to when you start to get into the album, it's like it progresses like upward in terms of, I don't want to say grittiness, but it gets harder as you go
I'm glad
in.
you say listen, you do your homework. I respect that. I really respect that. Nah, because on some real shit, like that was the intent. Because I like going back to what I said before. It was like I feel like people expected a certain thing, so I feel like that was the intent. Was we gonna give y'all, you know, some of what y'all expect, but it's going to take a turn. But that's part of the progression of it. That's part of the, you know what I'm saying? To show like, yo, you know, we grown men too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, respect to, you know, everybody doing their thing. I'm not, you know, like drill rap and all that, but we grown men with it. You know what I mean? So we trying to, you know, still give out good music, but at the same token, give messages and give, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Me and Justin were talking about that because I was saying to him, I was like, this isn't really like this isn't like shoot 'em up, bang, bang. This isn't unintentional words.
Yeah.
There's not just words that sound really good or cars that are really fly put together with guns that are very popular. That's not what this is.
It's to me, it was like just the contrast in general of everything. You got the beats that you guys selected, plus the content. You guys had content, but it was bars that still had some kind of substance to it. So sometimes you sacrifice one for the other, right? You got you got listenability, but in order to have most music be so repetitively listenable, you have to for lack of a better term, dumb it down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know
That's
how
a
it
fact.
goes. Trying to write a hook,
But-
you know, you got to trim the fat off the goddamn hook before you feel like it's
Yeah.
a hook. You know,
Yeah.
but you guys were able to, to preserve the, that lyrical presentation at the same time with making it listenable. Like a track like "Proud to Be Black." When I hear that song, to me, it's difficult to make a song really repetitively listenable when it stands out like that on a record, and it's something that's a conscious record.
Yeah.
That's a record. The beat, bro, that old school style beat, man, that's a Q-Tip beat to me.
Yeah.
When I hear it, right, I hear it and I hear
But the
like
music
Q-Tip.
is just so rich with
It's-
it too.
you know
That's
what
what
I'm
makes it
saying?
like authentic. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate what y'all saying because it's almost to a T. Like, that's really the message we was trying to get across with a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Where, we want to give y'all good music, but in the same token, we still gonna give y'all bars because that's what we do. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Like, we're, true to the form, we're true to the art, and we never want to, cheat that part of it. But at the same token, it's like, we rappers, but we artists too. So we want to get across, like, we write music. Like,
Yeah,
we
man.
make music. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want to say this. I don't know if when you guys listen to the album, check out his versatility because I learned some stuff I didn't know he could do. He was singing.
I was gonna say,
That's
That's
like,
a
what?
question that's
Bro,
on here.
like,
Bro,
yo,
what's that say?
I called him and I said, "Yo, is that A1 singing?" I said, "Is that A1 singing on here?" I said, "Because it sounds like A1." I'm like, but I worked with a lot of rappers in my life. You don't just find a rapper that can sing. Number one, and if they can sing, they don't want you to know they can sing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
It's like,
that's a fact.
yeah,
Like,
man. It's like,
And it's-
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go.
What's crazy is, I sent him all the beats. Well, I think, because Flames played it for us. Then I sent him the beats or whatever. And A1 hit me with a Facebook message like, "Yo, I wrote some hooks. I got some hooks." But I'm like, let me listen. They were all fire. He's singing in the. I'm like, yo. And I started writing immediately. Like, what the hell? Like, it's just crazy how smooth everything just kind of played out. He smiled. He know. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna do that to me. I got it right now.
man.
You know what I mean?
I'm just get hype about like that whole situation because for me, as soon as I heard the beats, I automatically was like, oh my gosh! Like, I wrote to him that night, and then like, for me, it was like, I don't know. It was just like something. Just I don't know. It was like we had to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like we had to execute it the way we did it. You know what I'm saying? And it couldn't have worked any differently. Like
I mean, you had the Dragon Balls. Y'all gotta do something with it. You can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen. You got the Infinity Stone. And you're like, damn, we got the Infinity Stones right here. Like, what are you gonna do?
with
Put them in
this?
the you gonna put them in the
crazy-
cabinet?
And the
You know what
crazy
I'm saying?
thing is too is that, like y'all said, I wasn't intending on singing nothing. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't. First of all, I don't consider myself a singer. It was just something that like I just fuck it. Like I'm gonna try to get into another bag, but I really wrote it for somebody else to sing it. But when I was like, doing it, like I was, like I gave him like a reference thing, and he was like, "Yo, fuck it. If you're gonna do it, then do it." You know what I'm saying? Like I was originally doing a reference for whoever else was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But when we was in the studio, it was like, "Yo, that shit sound good." Like,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man.
So at the end of the day, I was like, "Listen, we try and minimize the amount of people in the project too, because I feel like the more people, it just kind of makes it difficult,
Yeah.
to get everything done." And you know what I'm saying? So. And we just had our mind set on just like, you know what, we're going to get this done. We had one other, collab really, just the female singer. That was really the only feature we had on there. But
Yeah, what's that,
everything
on
else is
A-Man? Which record
She
was that
was
on?
on a couple
Amen
tracks.
and,
Yeah, she was
Proud
on.
to Be Black.
No,
Yeah.
she was on Proud to Be
Oh,
Black.
and she was on Doors Off.
She was on Doors Off.
Doors
She
Off
was
is
on
hard, bro. Talking
To
to
the
me
Top.
about Doors
Yeah,
To
Off,
the Top,
bro.
and there was one more.
Vibe with me.
Vibe with me. Yes, Vibe with me.
That was my shit.
Too.
Yeah.
He
When
like,
I put on Vibe With Me, I was in the car leaving Costco with my girl, and she was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "This shit hard, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "This shit hard, right?"
Progression
I
is
said, "Slow
automatic."
down, baby.
Yes, yes.
I try to do a little singing on there. You can hit
That
me a
was
little
him.
bit.
Yeah, that was him on that shit
That's
too.
what's up, man.
No, that
That's
was
what's
solid
up.
though. That was solid,
Bro,
man.
and I gotta, from a producer perspective, I gotta shout out like sampling contemporary music, like something like Ashanti. That's a record that, when we think about samples, we think about the shit our parents listen to. You know what I mean? We think about shit from the 70s, we think about shit from the 80s, we think about, but when you have somebody that's sampling music from the 2000s, I got it. First of all, it makes me realize that I'm getting older. Number one, because I'm like, goddamn, I've been alive for the whole 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
For all of them.
Facts.
For every
All of them.
2000s.
Every single 2000.
You know, and I'm like, damn, it's to that point where they're listening what I came up, with that sampling what I came up listening to.
Yeah, when you hear that whole sample, you're like, oh, that wasn't just yesterday. That was the
wasn't
early.
just yesterday.
That was the late 90s.
For me, it's dope because it's like it's gonna draw in the newer crowd too with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, we still kind of playing both sides. Like, yo, we drawing in. We got like the old school behind us. You know, with you know how we approaching it. But at the same token, something like that, we dragging in some of the new people too. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, playing both sides of the fence where we getting, you know, those type of listeners too. So
Now, you guys touched on the recording process, and that's definitely where I wanted to steer the conversation. But I'm super interested by the singing aspect. I wanted to. So you didn't sing on previous previous projects.
nah, I did like, if you hear like some of my songs, like I did like, you know, like maybe melodic things or you know like harmonies, but I never really like tried to actually sing. You know, but it's something that I won't say like. See, my father, my family, I come from like a family of like singers. You know what I'm saying? My father was actually a signed artist. He was signed with Warner Brothers like
Oh wow.
late, like early 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what's up.
So he ended up, you know, actually him, my other uncle, and then they had like their own group. They actually, it's funny, they actually was supposed to work with Andre Harrell. Before Jodeci, Andre Harrell was trying to sign them.
Oh,
But my uncle, he actually used to own his own record in the 80s. I don't know if you ever heard of the Rooftop.
yeah.
Yeah, my
I've
uncle
heard of
owned
Rooftop.
Yeah, it's
Where's
like
the
it was like the
Rooftop at?
biggest. It was I think it was in Harlem or
Okay.
somewhere in Manhattan. But yeah, my uncle, he was actually the owner. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
That's what's
Rooftop
up.
Records. So you know all the big acts, everybody used to go through there. So my uncle actually was the one that, you know, kind of gave him bad advice now that we know. But he was like, nah,
hindsight.
because Andre Harrell, nobody really knew who he was at the time. So he was
Yeah.
like, nah, don't sign
Yeah.
that. You know, don't.
See,
rock
it
with
was taking
Yeah.
a gamble at the time,
Yeah,
but you know, there's no
exactly,
way to
but-
predict that. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I'm saying?
hindsight's 2020.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
So you know that, but you know, but yeah. So that's kind of where I, you know, kind of tapped into that bag because you know my father, my grandfather, like they all sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I always
what's up.
kind of knew like notes and harmonies and stuff, but it was just something that I just, you know what, fuck it, like.
Yeah, nah, because I
for
could
it.
tell because you were really singing on a couple I forget what the joint was that I'm listening. I'm like, yo, this really. I literally called him, asked him. Right, we was on the phone today. I'm driving, and I call him, and I'm like, bro, I'm pretty dead ass that one of them singing on here. I'm like, this
We
is.
were
I was
trying-
like,
that's why I wrote it down. He was
I
like, write it
said,
down.
motherfuckers
I said, sound
sing.
like A1. I'm like, yo, there's no way he's not. Because I'm looking then at the title of the track to see if there's a
Yeah,
feature
it's a
on it.
feature,
If
right.
it's like feature, but it was the same female artist name that I was seeing on the
Was-
features
what's
with
her
the.
name? Is it
with the
Regina?
vocals.
What's her name?
Regine.
Regine, yeah.
Regine. Okay.
Fire. She's fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
damn.
Yeah, super talented.
Facts.
Yo, I like that. Yo, doors off is my shit.
That's my favorite joint on there, to be honest too.
That's
That's like a
It's like a
Favorite.
complete song. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is a complete song because even when your guys' vocals pull back, the female bridge comes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's everything that the annoying critical shit that I'm always listening for whenever I listen to something, being a person that makes music myself.
Yeah.
I heard it all.
Yeah.
I heard it all. I got nothing.
That's what gives you the satisfaction,
Yes,
though, right?
yeah.
Yo, it
That has
gave
to
me,
give you the
it gave me the
satisfaction.
satisfaction.
That was like the masterpiece for me. Like it just felt like it was like from top to bottom. It was like you had everything. It was the build up, the end, the wait. I don't know. It was just like
Yeah,
that was my
man.
favorite track.
The
on
beat is smooth.
there. Right. The
Like
beat
that's
is rich.
nighttime. That's nighttime driving music to me, man.
Yeah,
I love,
and
And
I
then the
can't-
message, everything about
oh.
it was just like
It's
you
a
know.
good record, man. It really is.
So tell us something about the recording process. Were you guys together when you guys were making these songs? Were you laying your verses out and then sending them to him, him laying his verses out? What's that like?
Well, like I was saying before earlier, he sent me some hooks. Like I did about 3 of the hooks, he did about 7. So automatically off the jump, he applied pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I mean, so we were writing separately, but we obviously we recorded together. You know what I'm saying? But with that sing, I was like, that's so disrespectful. You're not going to just do that to me. But that's how it really happened. You know what I'm saying? And There was I don't know if it was Doors Off, but there was a song we kept going back maybe like 10 times. But that's what I learned from A1 is like he's a perfectionist. So it's like just going back, I'm just like, this is kind of tedious, but yo, I'm hearing the progression every time we go. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit back and play my position right now and listen to what he's talking about. And then when it was done, I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
I respect A3. Like, I respect A3 for that straight up too, because like I said, a lot of people don't understand that. And he understood it because like there'd be times, and I know he know what I'm talking about, but there'd be times where they playing the song, and everybody's like, yo, that's it. And they looking at my face and I'm like, like, and they know, yo, what you think? I'm like, nah, I don't like it. They're like, yo, what's wrong with you? But they trusted it, and they're like, you know what? All right, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it made for a better project. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody, most people, I know you've been in studios and you get frustrated, like, yo, come on, man, we doing this 100 times, yo. It's not gonna get any better, and you get frustrated after a while. You feel me? Like you get frustrated, but I'm one of those people where I will not put it out if I'm not happy with it, and I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like I will not do it if I'm not happy with it. So
a lot of times too, it's kind of like a drawing or a painting. It's like sometimes the artist can see a lot more than somebody else looking at it can see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's how I looked at it. Like, you know what? Let me fall back, and because the details what makes up the art. You know what I'm saying? So every little tiny little thing had to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what made it work though. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like his patience and everything, and kind of letting things develop. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna see everything he sees. He's not gonna see everything I see. And there was times too where I had to take a step back because I'm like, I heard it like this, but it was like, nah, but I hear it like this. So I got to take a step back, be like, all right, well, how you hear it? Maybe you know what I'm saying? And then I hear something like, oh, that is dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's that trust and, knowing that like, all right, I'll trust his ear. He trusts my ear. So.
And it's, that's maturity, man.
I was just going to say it.
That's maturity, man. It's maturity. Sometimes you're Jordan. Sometimes you're Pippen. Sometimes you Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta just let things play out. You gotta let people, kind of do their thing. Like there's sometimes where I have to just trust whatever he wants to do. Like sometimes I want to make something happen that I'm forcing to happen, and sometimes I'm trying to shoehorn it in, and I'm like, yo, we could really do this for the podcast. But then sometimes you can't. And he's like, well, I think we should do it this way, and I'm like, I don't know. You know what? Maybe you're right. And then it ends up working out.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that drives people to having that framework in your mind is understanding that this project is more important than my opinion or my pride in this hook or in this verse. This succeeding is so much more important than my ego right now, and I need to understand that at all times that it's not about me. It's about whatever this is. Right. It's about the album. It's about whether you're doing it, making music, you're doing YouTube videos, whatever you're doing. That's what's important. Your opinion isn't always important. Yeah, it's valued, and this is what you're putting out is a representation of yourself. So it needs to hold itself to a certain standard. But at the end of the day, it's like this is not necessarily about me. This is about us and this project.
It's like parenting. I feel like like it's not about if mom or dad is right. It's about how is this affecting, are we doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? It's a level of maturity, man. It's a level of like being able to just be like, you know what, step back, watch it. And that's hard to find in music, especially because, there's so much ego. Listen, man, you got to have a little bit of an ego to record a song and make people listen to it. You got to have, and tell people to listen to it. You got to have an ego, something somewhere to be like, listen, we're just gonna talk for an hour, and we're gonna say, hey, listen to us talk.
We say it all the time. People ask us back, I can't believe you guys do a podcast or show. How do you do that? And I was like, honestly, we're just really full of shit. I was like, because you got to be full of shit to think that you're gonna record yourself and then people are just gonna listen to you, right?
But not to go again, but you not, because I feel like if you got the content, if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So to me, it's the work, it's the time you put in, and you earn this right to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody could come off the street and do what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Same way I feel like nobody could come off the street and do what we doing.
Exactly.
You put the time in. Everybody don't see the time that you put in, but you put in a lot of time that other people just ain't gonna put in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you earned that right. So
I mean, he said y'all went to high school together and he always liked your music. So, I mean, we going back to doing this as teenagers.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
doing this as teenagers. I mean, he knew about your music back when you guys were in high school.
Right.
So, you know, and you doing your thing. So you guys are, you know, you guys go that far back. See, this is what people don't see. People see the Progression is Automatic album.
Yeah.
They don't see the 10 years, the 15 years
The
that lead
progression.
up. Yeah, that lead up to it. They don't see the progression. They just think it's automatic. That's a bar.
That's a bar.
I like that. I like that.
You know, but
Yeah, so-
yeah,
I think-
you threw me the alley right there. You threw me the alley.
I wanted, and I know we got to get down this deep rabbit hole of other topics that me and Justin have prepared. But I want to touch on a subject that me and Justin consistently talk about, and it's the state of music and the willingness to help each other out from artists specifically in New York. I feel like you see it a lot. And when it comes to down south artists, you see it a lot with the California rappers. I feel like there's a lot more. I don't know if it's camaraderie or if it's a willingness to
Camaraderie and support, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel like New York is when it comes to that? Do you feel like we kind of like alienate each other and don't want our peers to succeed?
Yeah, I think a lot of New York people look at it like competition instead of like understanding. We're all like, when I was doing the music thing, when I was traveling and performing, I started seeing the same people, even from the city. I'm like, yo, I seen this kid somewhere else. If people don't understand, you bring your fan base, my fan base, we're gonna grow together. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's looking at it as competition. So I think it's a New York thing, man. I guess maybe we're spoiled because it started here. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe, man. What do you think?
I feel like as like naturally, I feel like being from New York, I feel like we do got that grit, we got that competitive spirit, and I think I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I just think though it does come to a point though where being competitive don't mean that we got to be enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like I could still root for you. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to win MVP, but at the same token, we on the same team. So if I win MVP, you still a part of it. If you win MVP, I'm still a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, it don't have to be, it could be competitive, but it don't have to be, you don't have, like, you could still be confident in what you're doing, not hate what the next man doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I feel like in New York, sometimes it wasn't like that. It was so competitive where they couldn't separate the two. So
It's like everybody can win. Like there's enough room.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's enough room. And I think we've talked about this in the past. Like we love doing the podcast because this allows us to give a platform to anybody that we respect what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? If we respect what you're doing and we like what you're doing, come on here. I don't care what it is. I don't care if we run into a bomb ass chef. We're going to have him in here. We're going to get a hot plate or something and we're going to let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we respect what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like we've had Perks on, we've had Twiz on, we've had you guys on. Like, I'm inspired by people that I know in real life that are doing something that I admire.
Right.
And
Like
even
that,
if you're doing
you know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
thing that we're doing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like we're still intrigued by that. You have a podcast that's very similar to us. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to me, there's no better feeling than being in a room full of dreamers. With
Yeah,
the same, it's like being in the gym. Everybody has the same goal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like-
there's an energy. There's like there's like it's like AWA and like Avatar. Like there's an energy that you could feel in a room when everybody's pursuing the same goal. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody here is trying to do something. And why don't we all do something together and help each other in the way that we can? Like come on a pod. Like I don't see why people don't do that. That's what makes me that gives me energy. Supporting people that I believe in, supporting like going to a business I believe in, spending money in a store I believe in. Like that. I love doing that.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of the conversations too when we was doing this album, it was kind of like we really wanted to try to incorporate local, like work with local people. Like all right, like we know this guy does this, so we're gonna try to work with him with this, collab with them with that. Because I'm a firm believer of building your community and building where you're from, and it's kind of like investing that time and that money back into your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yo, why wear Gucci or whatever when I could wear Progression. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that so
man.
crazy though? The way the world thinks though.
Yeah.
Because people would rather wear something that it's. We were talking about this the other day. There's a term. It's called. I wrote it down because I was so intrigued.
It's called. I remember you said it's called something.
It's called conspicuous consumption. It's when you buy something so other people can see it, right? Because everybody assigns a value to that product. So Twiz got on some. Are those J's or Dunks?
Jays.
All right. Ones look like I can't tell the difference between a one and a but people will see that sneaker and they'll automatically assign like a certain value to him. They do it. It's infamous when it comes to Apple products. People will see an iPhone and they see that blue or green message. I don't have an iPhone because I'm a peasant, but they see that message come across and they're just like, oh, this person's an iPhone. It's like, but that's not the way the world really works,
That's a fact.
And we should be supporting each other as opposed to supporting conglomerates of people that we don't even know,
Right.
and they don't care about us either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the more you support, your friends. I mean, you guys are gonna make it on like my playlist, like when I do regular things. Why? Because I like Jada. Yeah, I like other artists, but I like that music. And why do they earn a spot on my playlist more than you guys? That don't make any sense.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me when I started doing my research and I was looking through your guys' catalog. You got some. You have a couple videos out, and I seen one of your videos. I don't remember what the name of the track was, but I remember you're coming out of a complex that I'm familiar with, right? And then the video goes down, and then you're in Bayshore. You're another place that I know. I'm looking at these places that you're rapping at, that you're doing this music video at, and I'm like, damn, I know where he's at.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
That you're representing. These are my spots,
Facts.
and you're there. It's like I can't relate to anybody else as much as I can relate to you, being that you're just even in the same place that I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't see it that way. People would rather, ingest content from somebody that's somewhere that they want to be, rather than somebody that's literally grassroots from where we've eaten at the same places. We're from the same areas. Like, this is the kind of stuff that if you look, I mean, there's vlogs all over YouTube where you see people going to their, to their projects in the Bronx. You see them going to the projects in Brooklyn, and they're so proud to talk about A Boogie. They're so proud to talk about Pop Smoke. They're so proud to talk about these artists that come from where they're from. But for some reason, like, Long Island doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know how many artists,
big
if they
fact.
all rep Long Island, how many of them are really from here? Let's talk about it.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
You want to
That's
talk
a
about
fact.
Busta Rhymes. You want to talk about Prodigy. Like,
Hey.
all these dudes, recipes.
LL.
Like, all LL. Like, all these people's from Long Island. Like,
Yeah.
everybody at the time, it was cool to be from, like, a borough and
It
shit.
was cool to be from Queens. If you were close enough to Queens, you might as well be.
Bro,
I'm from
and not for
Queens.
nothing, ain't no bridge to get to Queens. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's
yo,
a fact.
and to keep it 100.
It's Long Island, I'm just saying.
To keep it
You know?
100, I'm actually originally from Queens, but
Yeah.
I'm Long Island though, because I was raised here. I was brought up, you know what I mean? I had kids here. I got married here, you know what I mean? So this is my home.
There's
you know what I'm
history
saying?
here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So I don't want to, I could easily be, rep that. But, I rep both. But, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still part of my story. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is still my home. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
don't erase Long Island. Like, some
Absolutely
people
not.
try to
No,
erase with it.
absolutely
It's
not.
like, come on, bro. Like,
absolutely
this is
not. You know what I mean? I'm pushing it harder than,
Yeah.
because that's, listen, this is part of my story. So,
and that's
why
real,
not?
and we appreciate that 100%, man. And the music it always comes back to the music, and the music is good, man.
I was having a conversation with somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
I'm
off.
sorry, I'm over here like, fill my glass up with champagne,
No, I got something.
talking about?
I was talking to somebody the other day
like
about
that. Upload the doors up.
about the support, right? And I was telling them, I was like, the people closest to you will always be the last ones to support you.
That's a fact.
That's sad.
Your best friends, your siblings, they will always be the last people to support you. And I've heard, I didn't make this up, somebody else said it, and I'm just regurgitating it, that the people too close, if you're too close to somebody, you can't see how big they are, right? The people in your house, when you play a song, I don't know why it's like this, but it's not a knock on anybody, because it happens to everybody, and it seems like it's nature.
Yeah.
But you're more likely to listen to a song if I send it to you and say it's from this new big artist from California. But if I tell you it's my man's,
You don't
for
want to
whatever
listen to it.
reason, it takes something away from it, right? Or if it's your friend and your friend sends you his music, listen to it.
Yeah, no, you're right, dude, and it's I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's that people don't expect it, or people kind of need that separation from what they consider like the celebrity. You know what I mean? Like in order to consider them up there, like, oh man, I know that fool from up the block, like, but really it shouldn't be that way. You know, because then when you return to that block, everybody wants to say what's up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer of like, whether I don't care how much money you got, I don't care what you own, I don't care whatever you accomplish. Like for instance, I got A3 in my, tape deck the way I got, a Nas or a Jay, or because for me, I'm a fan first. You know what I'm saying? Like as much as I come to like really love rap and compete and write bars or whatever, I was a fan before I ever wrote a verse. So for me, I could never, like, if I never wrote another verse again, I will always be a fan of A3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't care what he, I don't care if he's top on the billboards or if he's, just local. Like I'm gonna be a fan. Like if I like something, I'm gonna fuck with it.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, I'm not gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's I don't ever see numbers or none of that. I just know what I like, know what I see, know what I like, and I go off of that. You know what I'm saying?
We need more of that.
Yeah,
because
facts.
that's just straight objective thought. You know what I mean? You're just looking at something, you appreciate it, and then you just run with it, and and you listen to it. And people need to do that instead of attaching that branding to stuff. And that's the way, because people miss out on a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And A3, speaking to you, me and Justin were having a conversation behind the scenes, in reference towards what we're going to discuss tonight. And we were talking, one of the things that was intriguing us is how many different hats you wear. And when you introduce yourself, I know you said it's the clothing, the music, the photography. I'm super curious of how you balance all these like creative endeavors, and how do you and also do you intermingle them, right? Are you gonna make musics are you going to make videos for your music, or do you outsource that? And when you do, are you very critical of the individual that's doing it? So I won't flood you with too many questions, but I want you to talk about balancing, all these creative endeavors.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to balance, but I do a lot of things. I draw, I paint. I just have all these different creative ideas coming from different places of my life. You know what I'm saying? I just have a lot of outlets. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow. Whatever I'm feeling at the time, that's where I go. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm dealing with a chick, you probably heard it in the song. You know what I'm saying? You may look at a nice painting. I may be going through something that made me do that on the wall. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it kind of helps me cope with life. That's what I'm saying. So just different outlets. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What else did you ask me? Yeah.
that brings me to my follow up, right? And my follow up would be, do you ever feel challenged by the time you're dedicating to a specific craft because of I know it happens with Justin a lot, right? Justin wears a ton of hats too, right? And sometimes he'll be like, oh, I'm doing this right now, I'm doing that right now. Do you ever find it difficult to say, listen, I want to paint right now, but I got to make music because A1's waiting for this track back, and I gotta finish it. And if he sees me on the gram painting, he's gonna be tight.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, all the time.
Bro, again, that's the maturity and the discipline. Like, what's time sensitive, right?
Yeah,
you got to get it done.
And that's what I learned is like time management. Like, okay, I'm gonna write a verse a day. Period. Point blank. Period. No matter how I'm feeling, I'm not going to sleep till this verse is done. If I'm, whatever it is, I gotta schedule it. If I don't do that, I'm all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Damn. Time. You know what I'm saying?
Me and A3 got a lot of things in common, man.
Yeah.
Between the podcast and the music and the videos and the goddamn job.
Yeah, if I'm waiting for Justin to hit me back with something for the podcast, and this motherfucker's live on Instagram making beats and shit, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
Hey, if he jump in it for a second, I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Got busted, right?
No, but it's exactly what you're saying. I think that time management is key, and that's something that comes with maturity, and it's something that I think if found early in your life can yield a lot of positive results, right? As you get that when you're older, but if you can harness that when you're younger, man. That time management.
That's the difference right there.
Bro, time management is key because we all get the same 24 hours.
Right.
We all get the same 24 hours. And I know that I get upset if I'm sitting here, doing something like, wasting the time.
Yeah.
You know that day when you sleep until 9:30 when you know you should have been up.
Yeah.
Because everybody's up way before me. The money does not sleep.
That's a fact.
There's somebody up making beats before me. There's a 13-year-old kid that doesn't have a job that's getting nice right now. There's young people. There's people that got a little bit of cushion of money to sit on so they can do a podcast 5 days a week.
Right.
Instead of once a week or twice a week. So there's always somebody out there that's trying to get it a little bit more than you, and sometimes you got to remember that.
Yeah, that's why I had a conversation with Perks. It's like, I think it's all a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with like stressing over little things sometimes, but it's like the Matrix. You've seen the Matrix before, right? It's all the mind. He couldn't make that jump because he didn't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all mental. Once you mentally get there, everything else is gonna follow. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. I know. I do know that we talked a lot about the album. You guys have a couple of records that you guys wanted to play.
Oh
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So I know that there's there's how many we got? 2, right?
Yeah.
2 off the album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you already know I love my Doors Off record. That's my shit. That's going on my way home. Doors Off. Just fill my glass up with champagne. All right. And but then you guys got some other records on it. So what are the ones that you guys are gonna play? Number 1, what are you thinking?
I mean,
Fire, man.
Yeah, I think we talked about 2 particular. Which ones were they? I think it was the title record that we talked about, right? Which is the
Progression.
Progression is automatic.
Yeah.
Which I love that. Again, this is your uniformity.
I love uniformity.
Having that be the first track, having the title track be the first track of an album. I love that. Sometimes they throw it on number 3. And number 4. A lot of times number 3 is number 4. The title track on a project. So, yeah, man, I want to.
It's so the first one we have on there is Progression is Automatic, and then the next one we have is Greatest Motherfucker, which is my personal.
Yeah, he hit me today and was like, "Yo, my favorite one," because we were there, and he was like, "What do you think they're gonna play?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, to be honest, I was like, I'm loving Doors Off.
Yeah,
that's my shit.
When I originally spoke to him, his original one was was Proud to Be Black. Because I remember when
that's one of my favorites.
Bro, it blew my mind because people try to make conscious records and they try to make records with a message, but you trade listenability for a lot of times for message. I feel like you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying when I say that?
Absolutely.
And that is a listenable record, man. It's well done. It's well written, man. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, we didn't want to cheat any of the process. That was first and foremost. We was going to get our message across. You know what I'm saying? That was the message is important to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we want it to be listenable, but we also have real things to say. So we want that to be, heard.
Yeah, man. Damn, I think one of the bars in there he said somebody prejudiced, they lack intelligence. He said if we made it through hard times, and that's black excellence. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he snapped on that. I heard this guy felt some type of way. I was like, nah. I was like, hold up.
You heard that? I just chipped my tooth on the mic.
He did his verse first. You know what? I gotta say that too. That was another thing that made it dope.
You know what?
Because there was times where we couldn't be in the studio together. So I would just get his verse, and I'm like, fuck out of here. Like,
that's gotta be tough.
When I heard his hooks, I call out of work. I said, I swear to God, I call out of work. I'm going to the studio. I said,
hey, I'm not coming in. I'm thick.
I'm not coming in.
Hold your nose.
Yeah.
He said,
for real. Yeah, because I saw how it motivated him, and it brought me to another level. Because you try. That's what we doing? Okay. So it's dope, but I love that part of it. Like, that's what makes it fun is like the fun, friendly competition. At the end of the day, it's a win for both of us because it's going to bring the best out of the record, like the song. You know what I'm saying?
It's that friendly competition. I think it was Dirk that just said, he just talked about how Cole smoked him on that feature. He said that straight up. He's like, Cole smoked me on that feature. And it's like, that's that competitive thing. And it's like, Not everybody feels that way.
Right.
Yeah.
There's people that love Dirk that are like, yo, Dirk bodied that.
Yeah.
But Dirk
You gotta be a
himself,
real
how he
big
felt
Dirk
from a
fan.
creative perspective, he's
He
like,
got me
yo,
real.
body
Cole's a
me.
monster though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know?
saying. It's nothing
Yeah.
against Dirk.
Yeah, but Cole is just a different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
if you don't realize it now, he's going to be one of those guys that we're already talking about him. But if you didn't realize it now, you'll realize it in a couple of years. You're going to be like, damn, this motherfucker was
Yeah.
nice.
Now,
Yeah.
Cole's going down in history, bro.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got, Papa?
Swizz over there making faces. If you're going to make faces, all right. So let's do the song. Do us a favor, intro the song so Swizz could which one are we gonna do?
Progression is automatic.
we'll do the- yeah.
Progression is
do the
automatic.
intro.
Give us the just intro the song and then Swizz will do the magic.
All right, this is Progression is automatic. You know what I mean? Intro of the album. You know what I'm saying? We went straight off with the bars, straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this was just. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what people thought they were going to get for the whole joint. This is the one. So we, you know.
Progression is all, man. That's fire, man.
It's like the calm before the storm.
They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long.
You say can't predict the future, only time will tell. Had to take it back, so I stepped right through the quantum realm. Never frail, stronger than a fucking ox. A1 is unorthodox. Used to play them corner blocks, turned into an Autobot. Optimist, I'm in my prime. Optimism can get you lying. Fighting for my dreams, recording booth is the octagon. A was in his mother's basement, I was in my mother's attic. Best of both worlds, they see progression is automatic. Minus the lab coat, my scientific theory say survival of the fittest, so those who oppose should fear me. Something in the way he do it, evident to y'all, he could never lose it. Therapeutic levels is forever music.
They say all good things will come to those.
I want to drop a goddamn bomb on this. We gonna run this shit back. Run it, play it
Run it back,
again,
Swizz.
bro. I want to hear it again,
Run
bro.
it back, crank the volume up too. I want to hear it.
We're running that shit back, man.
They say all good things.
How does that make you feel?
to those who wait.
You know, I love me some
I
good
know I've
samples and
waited
vibes.
so long. They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long.
I can't take it, I'm honestly tired of waiting like a doctor at the ER, constantly losing my patience. No more praying, hoping for the day that I'm gon' make it. They say the best way to predict the future is created. So nigga, I've been slaving, just trying to make all the payments. Rapping shit is changing, my nigga, and I'm so aging. I've been calm a long time, but listen, now I'm raging. Yeah, I'm tripping, to be brief, I'll be catching pushing a lot of cases. I've been on a lot of stages and changing a lot of faces. A lot of sacrifice, but still remain in the basement. Rap don't come with benefits, hope y'all niggas is saving. Nobody's gonna save you unless it comes with some benefits. Try to waste no time, you know that shit will hurt you. While I chase this dream, I try to do what I'm supposed to. Mama said, listen baby, patience is a virtue. Listen mama, in this life you know we have a curfew. But
They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long. They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long.
I done kept the devil waiting for me. If heaven got a ghetto, then I'm hoping it's an angel for me. And this one for Uncle Dave, R.I.P. to Dorothy May. More often we all should pray, hoping that we all get saved. Can't predict the future, only time will tell. Had to take it back, so I stepped right through the quantum realm. Never frail, stronger than a fucking ox. A1 is unorthodox. Used to play them corner blocks, turn into an Autobot. Optimist, I'm in my prime. Optimism can get you lying. Fighting for my dreams, recording booth is the octagon. A was in his mother's basement, I was in my mother's attic. Best of both worlds, they see progression is automatic. Minus the lab coat, my scientific theory say survival of the fittest. So those who approach should fear me. Something in the way he do it, evident to y'all, he can never lose it. Therapeutic levels is forever music.
They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long. They say all good things will come to those who wait. I know I've waited so long.
Snapped on this.
Best of both worlds.
a lot of sacrifice.
but still remain in the basement.
Best of both worlds.
They see progression is
Automatic.
A lot of sacrifice.
A lot of sacrifice, but still remain in the basement.
Man.
Huh?
Yo, bro, I still can't believe that that's the same producer that made all these beats, because I literally told him, I said, for sure, there's a bunch of producers. I told him that. I said there's such different styles and such, but it's still cohesive. It's not like one of them albums where somebody picked and chose a bunch of beats from 10 different, Drake like beat, J. Cole like beat.
Yeah,
You know, something like-
Flames.
because we telling
You
the
know?
story. Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The crazy thing, Flames, I actually went to school with in middle school. We both went to Amityville before I moved to Bayshore. We're from Bayshore. So the crazy thing is, the last time I saw him was probably like the 6th grade, right? So I always knew about it. I never knew he did music. So one day, I started working for the studio in Queens, Ramen Studio. Shout out to them. And all of a sudden, I see him sitting in the studio. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, I said, yo, what's good, man? He's like, yeah. So he invited me out to his competition. He does competitions and everything. But what I realized from that point on, he can make any type of beat. He can make anything. Like, it's crazy. But I'm like, yo, that's wild. But it just came together so naturally. Like, it's just crazy. He's like, I got the perfect beat for y'all styles. And he just sent the whole folder. We like, yo, we doing every track.
Now, when you guys made that track, did you know that this was going to be like the flagship? What was it? And what point did you make it? How deep were you into the album when this specific song came about?
This was actually the first thing we actually recorded.
Okay,
like
did.
I feel like we already knew this was going to be the intro.
That's
You
a
know
hell of
what
a
I'm
standard for it to be the first one, right?
God damn,
Yeah, we
set
did.
the bar like this.
Yeah, we just knew. Like, I feel like with a lot of the stuff that we did, it was so mapped out. So it wasn't like it was certain things kind of did just fall into place, but a lot of things it was just like, nah, this is going to be the intro. We need this kind of feel song. Like, we kind of like mapped it out, so it wasn't like random music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
an album,
yeah.
not a playlist.
Right.
You know, because
Exactly.
a lot of albums
I like
nowadays,
that.
when they're dropped, they present like a playlist.
Right.
I'm glad you said that
You know what I'm
because
saying?
a lot of times people do that. They, get an array of music and kind of just put it together and put it out as an album. No, we actually put the music together to make the album. Like all that stuff matters is what the next track people are going to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, they feel this way after this track, so you got to play this certain track now. Because like you can get lost in the playlist, and from track 1 to track 3, somebody could cut off your album. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Just because the synergy is not on point. So the synergy, to me, that's a major part of it, is having the right synergy. What's going to come next? Because if you don't, like I said, somebody's not going to get to The Doors Off, which is like a track 8. They're not going to get there because it's no build up. It's no, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of wanted to tell a story too, and every track, you know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of times I feel like an album benefits from playing like a DJ set.
Yeah.
Like almost like you're playing to a crowd. You're playing to somebody that's listening to it, because a lot of times it plays like people's thumbs up on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you play when Spotify or something will play you a list of all your likes.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? Like that James Blunt after Jay-Z? like what are you doing to me? Like that's how a lot of these albums a lot of them play that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a good one, man. So the next one we got is remind me.
The next one we got, Swizz is greatest MF.
That's right. It's greatest. We're grown here. It's greatest motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? We all adults here. Put the kids to bed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And that's a fire one too. The production and stuff is good. So anything different with that one? Like anything that you guys want to add in terms of how it came about? You guys both look like you got a little bit of how that came together.
What's the story behind this one?
The story. What's the story? You want to tell it? Listen, that hook, man. That hook had me dying.
And that's I want to hear that too. The creative process. What was first, the hook or the verses?
The hook was actually first. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, that was one of those when you know what it is when you hear this beat, it's like a mix of that grittiness, but at the same token, when the hook comes in, it's kind of like you know what I'm saying. So I feel like it was telling the story. So I didn't want to cheat. Like we didn't want to cheat that part of it, like the way the hook breaks and stuff. So the hook came first, but the way the beat dropped and everything, it was just like, nah, this is one of those you got to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. You got to go in. And then we decided, on his progression.
Two.
Yeah, it's all about progression part 2. We actually did a back and forth on that album, the Faith record. We did a back and forth on the end, and that was like the biggest part of the record. Like everybody loved that.
Oh, that Jada Styles,
right?
Yo,
exactly. We did that, and it was like so calculated. Like we sat there, wrote it together. Like so that was it. Y'all got to hear that song too. But it was so crazy. Everybody was like, that was the song. Actually, everybody's like, yo, y'all got to do an album together because that was crazy. Yeah. So we just made sure we had to incorporate that because it was like, yo, we gotta go back and forth on one. That was the perfect song to do it. So
and that's hip hop, man.
I love shit like that, bro.
That shit is hip hop, man. Yo, it's the relay race, man.
Yeah,
dude, you just hand it off. You know what I'm saying?
That shit brings me back to being a kid, and it's the middle of the night, and I got my fucking boombox and Flex is on, and I'm waiting for him to drop the song so I can click the record button.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to start so I can hit the record button.
As soon as you drop that bomb, it's like new music from. It's like, no, I got to get the tape, man.
Yeah.
They don't know about that.
See, that's the nostalgia, man. That's the nostalgia. And then you brought that shitty recorded version with you.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it now, you're like, man, that re-recorded that shit. But back then, it was hard.
Yeah, I'm hoping to Christ that I don't gotta flip this motherfucker before Flex is done with this song. So quit running it back. Quit running it back, Flex.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. Flex will waste your whole tape.
Yeah,
before he press play on the record.
You only heard one verse.
You like 28 minutes of bombs.
You just hear him trying to hype the city up to rob the nearest bodega.
But I will tell you one thing.
New York City.
Shout out to Flex because Flex is one of the only guys that's still playing these New York artists, these local artists. He's one of the guys that are still playing them.
That's true. Everybody else is like, Old Town Road, I'm gonna ride till I can't.
A lot of people are playing. A lot of people. I told you I wasn't going to talk about that. A lot of people were talking about. A lot of people are playing what's being paid to play, or what's on the charts. Yep. There's not a lot of people playing like what people should be listening to.
Yeah. Rest in peace, K Slay, man.
Word.
Rest in peace, K.
Go ahead. We're gonna intro this song, and then we'll run the song. So we're gonna play "Baddest Motherfucker."
Greatest.
Listen to me. Excuse me.
Look, sometimes the greatest is the baddest.
No, I'm thinking about the BMF title. That's what's in my head. So intro the song, and then Twister do it, and then
Yeah, man.
All right, so next joint is called Greatest in Meth. You know, me and A3,
Huh?
ball for ball. Let's go.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Locked and loaded, let it shot go. For that pot of gold, I move snow. I'm El Chapo. Cut that white girl, that's a O. Without the Bronco. Heavy in these streets, I'm the reason for all these potholes. The way I shoot fast, and I play for you, man. Greatest of meth, that's just minus the Dr. Doom, man. Talk out the box to your neck until I cut your throat. Astrology tell you that ain't cap, cause I'm the fucking GOAT. I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker. I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker.
I lead with the punches, look, I'm the greatest. Not only do I see a spot, but nigga, I'ma take it. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so I ain't change it. For the stream, I put a hole in your head. We in the matrix. It's all about progression, but I'll let it ring. Half of you niggas don't even rap, you just fucking sing. I'm the greatest, so it's on the bigger and better things. It's COVID-19, that means I'm shutting down everything.
I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker. I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker. Felt like Bron. I was throwing that powder up.
Professor, when I whip that white girl,
That's that power puff.
back and forth, hit him every line.
That's a counterpunch.
4 fingers down.
So all you haters who doubted us, you can see the drip, mink static, get Peter pissed.
Put us both together, that's quinine.
And Bonita
They
mix.
say the game is lost right now,
But we redeeming it. We finding chemistry like this.
ever since P and Kiss, we the best on the island, nigga, that's no debate.
Warriors from the Bay, but I ain't talking Golden State.
In this game, just know it never changes, like a poker face. We played our cards right,
And y'all got left in the Joker's place. Y'all niggas probably shouldn't talk.
that's an open case.
Keep your mouth
Or
shut.
end up with a broken face.
The niggas who ain't showing love,
Just be showing hate, you know we're great.
leave us alone.
Go home.
And play it safe. I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker. I don't know what you want me to be.
What you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
Who you want me to be?
I can only be me.
Why?
Cause I'm the greatest motherfucker.
we used to have a bomb on there. We took it off.
Woo!
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's the one with the UK drill bass I was talking about.
That's the one you were talking about? Yeah,
Want me to
yeah.
be- What? Man. Yo, man. Shout out to you guys for great work, man. Great
Appreciate it,
piece
man.
of work. Great
Excellent.
project, man. And those are that's 2 of the joints right there. They going on the workout playlist, man.
I told you, man. That last one was my favorite joint.
Bro, yeah.
You guys got to
said
listen
that.
to it yourselves and find your favorite.
Yeah, and we're gonna put the link down in the description. So we're gonna put the link down.
It's already in the chat. I put the link in the chat. Mama Brooks.
Link is in the chat. Nobody can.
First song, 2 Flaming Hearts, and second song she said, okay, greatest motherfucker.
First things first, shout out to everybody who's rocking with us tonight, everybody in the chat. We see you guys. I'm sorry we can't acknowledge you guys too much tonight. We got a lot of shit going on. But just understand that we see you guys there. We appreciate you guys coming through and showing love 1,000%. So just know I'm reading all the chats. I'm just not responding to them. Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys. And again, we're gonna have Twiz already threw the link in the you threw it in the chat.
Yeah, everything's in the chat. Instagram's in the chat. Albums in the chat. All streaming services is available. They got the information they need, but it'll be
That's what's up.
They can't hear that.
Yeah.
So it's all in the chat. However, we'll still copy and paste it into the description because the people who watch the video later on won't look at the chat.
Yeah.
But if you're here right now, it's scroll up.
Yeah, man. So you can find A1, you can find A3. You guys will be able to find all their music, all the ways that you can contact them via Instagram, all their social medias that they have available, as well as where you can listen to the music. Links will be in the description. You owe it to yourself to listen to this project. Right before summer, man, listen, man. The ones, if you like these records right here that you heard, trust me, you're going to like what else is on the album, man. Because I'm telling you right now, there's 4 joints off the top of my head that I'm listening to on the way home. I'm going to drive slow. I'm going to take the long way.
You got to listen to
I'm
it.
taking the long way.
And you got to listen to it from the beginning and listen to it through because it's a progression. Don't skip around. You got to fuck the movie up.
Speaking of progression,
Yeah.
real quick, I got something for y'all.
Yeah.
Woo!
Something like
some gear?
You know what I'm saying? Got some gear.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
You might have to switch the sides.
We appreciate you,
bro.
man. We appreciate you, bro.
Like-
Throw this motherfucker on.
man.
right
Also,
now.
too, I was gonna bring because I actually make coquito. Like I actually
yeah,
make
yeah,
it sell
yeah.
coquito. I couldn't get it ready in time. So I'm hoping that maybe I could come back. I'll have one ready.
Of course you could
'Cause I
come
want-
back, man.
Yeah, because I want y'all to try. I wanted us to actually sit and try it and all that. So
We're coquito experts, bro. We're Puerto Rican, bro.
Oh, yeah, so y'all, so yeah,
experts. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah, coquito
Listen.
used to put me to sleep when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
listen.
That's
So
how
I know
it is.
I'm going to get a real reaction. So
It
if
looks
it's
official, too, like-
if it's trash, then I'll hold that. But I feel good about it. So I want y'all to try that. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get it ready in time, but
It looks official though.
But that just
I got
leaves
the
you-
label and everything for it. So
Listen, man, that just leaves you room to come back, bro.
yeah.
That's it, man.
Crazy.
Yo, we
So
appreciate you, man.
I definitely want to come back. I'm definitely coming back.
Yeah.
You see me?
Huh? It sings that makes drinks. Come on, man. Versatility. Man.
Listen, man, this like when
Fire.
Kanye got his Rockefeller chain.
I'm home, baby. I'm home.
Fire.
Also, you got to check his automatic merch too. He got automatic
man.
merch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got automatic
Where
merch.
can you give everybody where they can find your stuff at? Because we're gonna put it in the description. But for the people that are too lazy, can you tell where can they find your merch? Where can they find? Just shout out your Instagram.
Right now, I mean, personally, I know A-Triple, he got like his website and all that stuff. I'm still working on my stuff, so mine's kind of more like hit me up, get the order type
That's the
shit.
exclusive.
Right,
Yeah.
you get
Yo,
the
get it
exclusive
now.
with me.
Personal.
You
Get it
the
now.
exclusive, but like I said, I'm still trying to build mine. You know what I mean? A-Triple, he kind of put me onto that bag too. So shout out to him for that. But I'm still working on mine a little bit more. But he definitely got his.
Yeah.
He progressed. It's all about progression. Goddamn, he progressed. So.
Shout out to Perks of
I-
Fitness
it's
too,
time
by
for
the
me
way.
to
Perks of
progress.
Fitness
Yeah,
too. Get
yeah.
his merch too. You know what I'm
Perks
saying?
of Fitness. I got some of them joints too. Fire.
Yeah, man.
By the way, fire.
Yeah, you can check me out at A3official.com. You can find my merch. I'm gonna put my artwork up there. I do videos, all that. You know what I'm saying? Pull up, man. Pull up.
That's what's up, man. And A1, man, you got an Instagram or something like that? People can find you at?
Yeah, I'm. Most of my stuff is just at A1TheChozen, so it's at A1TheChozen, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you on. That's at A1TheChozen, A1TheChozen. So
That's it. And you guys could, again, we're going to put down in the description where you can get the album, where you can listen to the album, so that this way you can support these young men that are really doing doing out here what everybody wants to be doing, but they're not doing. That's not just planning, recording, writing, all that. It's also executing,
Right.
which is the number one thing. Without the execution, it's just a dream.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So let's do it, man. We appreciate you guys, man. And we got everything, man. We got the merch going. We got the music going. We got the mixtapes out here, the albums, the independent shit going on, man. And we of course we support local as always. And these are people from where we are from doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing shit that we admire. So
Doing it the right way.
that's
These
it.
guys
Man.
ain't half-assing nothing.
Yeah, man. So anything you guys want to sign off with?
I just want to shout out A1, man. I just want to say this was a dope experience. This is my favorite album that we did, and let's just learn. I learned a lot from him, and don't overlook his music. He got a lot of good music. He didn't even shoot a lot of videos for a particular project. He know what song I love, but respect, man. Respect. Appreciate you, brother.
And listen, man, to return that respect, man, A-Triple, man, A3, I knew he was talented. You know what I mean? Like, I knew he was talented. Obviously, that's why I wanted to work with him. But I didn't know how fucking talented this man was until I actually got in the studio with him and side by side got to work with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a different animal. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what you getting when you work with him. You getting, you know, somebody that's all in, somebody that's hungry, somebody that's, you know, going to put the ego and everything aside to for the bigger picture. You know, he's one of those people where he genuinely just wants everybody to win. And you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you know, a big part of Long Island. When we talk about Long Island, we had this conversation. Is like, it's a lot of motherfuckers that don't want to see the next man win. You know what I'm saying? Is they want to win, but you know what I'm saying? As long as they winning, they don't care if the next man winning. And A-Triple, he's not like that. He's straight up. So, you know, I'm just honored to work with him. I'm happy to work with him. You know, this project couldn't have been without him. So
likewise, bro. You may try to make me cry, man.
Listen, man. I meant when I said, yo, I could never write another fucking verse, but I'll always be an A3 fan. I'll always root for this motherfucker. If I don't do nothing you know, with this music, I want him to win for real, because I see the type of work he put in, the type of man he is. So
see, man, and listen, man, what first part of getting love is giving love, man. So the fact that you guys respect each other that way, it literally will come to you. I believe in that, you know. So Twiz, man, say peace out to the people, man. We reached the hour. We're over the hour, I'm sure.
Nah, we're definitely over the hour.
But that's all good, man.
Nah, I can't even say peace. They're not gonna hear me. You guys clear it up.
They definitely, without a single doubt, cannot hear anything that's
Twiz is saying peace, and Perks of Fitness is saying peace.
Yo,
too,
you got
man.
the camera? Yeah.
Peace, man.
Yeah, there you go. Bang, bang, bang. Yo,
Lil Perk, shout out, man. Perks of Fitness, man.
Hit him up.
We appreciate you guys. And again, this is Masters of None Podcast, episode 153. You could find our podcast on all podcast platforms, listening platforms. You can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it on Rumble. You can watch it right here on YouTube. We appreciate if you watch the video version, you subscribe to the channel, you hit the notification bell, hit that thumbs up, and you know, add us to any playlist that you got. We appreciate everybody. Check the description down below.
We appreciate y'all too. Sorry
yeah, man. We are you good, man. We appreciate you guys.
Real shit. You know what I mean? Like, y'all,
for sure.
I'm a fan of what y'all do, straight up,
man.
Like, seeing it up close and personal, I'm a fan now. So
thank you, man.
We appreciate it, man.
Y'all.
We do. Man. We appreciate it, man. So, and this is not the last time that these gentlemen will be on this podcast.
No.
We're gonna have the coquito tasting contest. You crazy?
Y'all bringing that coquito through.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Bro, I can't wait, bro. I'm about to fast forward to summer.
Yeah,
I'm about to skip the summer.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know the difference between that ground cinnamon and the whole stick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna know. I'm gonna be like, oh, is this what's it?
Sweating right now.
But no pressure, baby. Now,
no pressure.
I like pressure. I like pressure though.
You know, that's what we got.
I deliver better under pressure, so let's do it.
Let's do it, man. You know, Master None Podcast. What you got, man? Episode 153, man.
Master None episode 153.
Hit that thumbs up, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It helps the algorithm and it gets the podcast to more people.
Sir.
So if you appreciate these gentlemen, you appreciate us, you appreciate Perks of Fitness, you appreciate Twiz, you appreciate anything about the podcast, make sure that you hit that thumbs up so that a couple more people get the opportunity to see it. YouTube puts likes, videos that have likes in front of more eyes.
That's a fact.
So help us in that way, and we appreciate you. It's free. Takes less than a second. Just click it. All right, Twiz, we good, man. Episode 153, Master None Podcast. We out.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión.
That was dope.
A lot better than my episode.
Stop it.